All right. Hello. This is the first time we're doing this. I don't even know if I'm live. Hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? All right, nice. What's up, everyone? All right, so this is just a test. Gonna see if streaming works. I think we're gonna do one more formally on Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, and probably we'll just cover some of the news from the week in a more informal way. And needs to be louder. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so give me feedback how everything sounds, how everything looks. We're testing it out. Let me see if I could turn it up a bit. Give me a sec. Test, test, test. Is that better? I only turned it up slightly, so maybe not. Volume is a bit low. Let's see what I can do about that. What's going on in the background? Which part? This? On the mic. All right. Now turn on the deep live cam. Yeah, maybe I'll try to do that on Friday. I actually haven't tested it myself yet. Okay, let me just try one more thing to see if I can turn up the volume a bit. Give me a sec. Now that's about as loud as it goes. Sound is good. Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's see if I share my screen. I will tell you something about it. I am talking with apparently somebody who is considered the UBI expert, and I'm starting to set up an interview with him. So oh, no sound. Okay, no sound. How about now? Sound? We got sound? Ah, there we go. All right. So this is why we do test streams. Sweet. Okay. So, let's see. I posted something a few days ago about UBI. Here we go. So, okay, time for me to study up on UBI. The impetus for me posting this was that I have potentially an interview getting set up with, let's let's see. He should be in here. Here we go. Scott Santons. He replied to one of my tweets, said he was interested. I haven't set it up yet, but hopefully I will. And so yeah, I asked for any resources to learn about UBI. It's just not something that I know a ton about. I think like first reaction is, if everybody gets $10, then really nobody gets $10 because inflation. But I'm not an economist. I don't know. So hopefully I get to learn up as much as I can before I get to actually talk to Scott. And thank you to Mahaprasad, if I hopefully pronouncing your name correctly. I am not used to doing this. Give me tips, give me feedback. Yeah, let Scott explain UBI. Yeah. So before I actually talk to Scott, hopefully I get it set up. But once I do that, I want to be somewhat knowledgeable, not just prompt him with a question, let him talk the whole time, actually get some interesting dialogue going. UBI is the only way, Vogue69 says. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let's see. What else can we look at? What do you guys want to talk about for now? I rule the world saying, yeah, I rule the world. What do you all think about I rule the world? Yeah, I watched I Rule the World go from basically, I don't know. I think I saw him when he was at like 3,000 followers. Now he's at nearly 25,000 followers. He started really the strawberry meme hype train. It's just Sam's alt man. Yeah, maybe. He did get a reply from Sam. I don't know if it's actually him. Okay, so 1 minute ago, GPT-4o large. We'll see. Um, anything. He really could be anybody. He could have like just started the hype, and then Sam Altman or other OpenAI employees saw him starting the hype, and then it was almost like it made it true. I mean, GPT-4o large kind of would follow in the naming format that they've been doing, right? There's GPT-4o mini. It's interesting. I don't know. I know I've seen some things that were just patently false that he posted, including about me. But I think he's just trolling a bit, and it started as a troll. Oh, hey, Mike. Mike Medvedev. Hey, man. Yeah, this is my first time streaming. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Follow me, then blocked me. Yeah, it's interesting. And then he did post he did post a GitHub repo, which I'm trying to find. And by the way, this post, 1.4 million views of his, basically just kind of restating a lot of what we already know about Project Strawberry Q Star, if it's actually true. We'll see. I don't think there's anything new in here. Did you all actually see anything new? UBI better not fall. If it does, it's artificially done. Okay. Got a question. Anyone else think AI will be a force for good? Ooh, that is a broad question. Yes. Broad answer. Let's see what William said. Interesting case of engagement on X. Yeah. Is there a way to poll, engage with your audience? Oh yeah, here we go. Start a poll. All right, I'm gonna test this out. Let's see. Okay, can you all see that poll? Let's jailbreak I Rule the World. Morning from New Zealand. Kiwi. Well, whoever I Rule the World is, he is definitely a hype master. He even joked about starting a course for how to build up a engagement or fall. I think I saw something like that, and he's going to charge for it. I think that's hilarious. Any thoughts on why the X algo is pushing strawberry so hard? Well, first, the algorithm is public, so I think like if we really wanted to, we could dig in, maybe even load it up into Claude or ChatGPT and ask. But yeah, I don't know. I think he just did a. It's first of all, it's an interesting topic. It had an emoji associated with it, so it was visually compelling. If you're just scrolling through your timeline and you all of a sudden see a bunch of strawberries, and then yeah, just a lot of engagement from the AI community, and that just started the hype train. And then stupid YouTubers talking about it, like myself, probably didn't help. Okay, start. Yeah, all right, switch to live chat. So, by the way, my editor, channel manager, Alex McCraw, is in here as well. He'll be helping out, doing some moderation. Please say hi to him. He edits every video. Basically, I don't know how many videos I have now, 350 or so. For about the first 200 or 180 or so, I did it all. And then Alex came on and just allowed me to create a lot more video. And he's just amazing at editing and really knowing what to put out there. When you mentioned GPT-4o large, are you referring to the 64K output window? No. Output window, right? So I think the token window currently is at 128, but that you're specifically talking about the output window. No, I think GPT-4o large is hopefully what a lot of people are thinking is going to be the next iteration, maybe GPT 4.5. Right? So there was GPT-4o, there was GPT-4o mini, which is a smaller, cheaper, faster version. And then there was, or hopefully there will be GPT-4o large, which will be the more performant, better quality logic, reasoning, all that included. Anthropic on top no matter what. I have found Anthropic to be fantastic, but I still go back to ChatGPT. And I don't know if it's just habit. I also find the Anthropic website, just the overall experience, to be slightly slow. And as Google found out, if you increase page load speed even slightly, the user experience is so much better. So I think like Anthropic has some work to do to increase the page load speed. Do you have any insight or touch base with engineer working on these AI products? Any connection you have to call for Q&A session? Sunil, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. I talk to AI product people, AI founders every day, all day. Kind of one of the benefits of doing this. I can certainly like bring in some of the founders that I've invested in, some of the founders that I talk to do Q&A sessions. Maybe that's what you're asking. I think that'd be pretty cool, actually. Maybe we'll get Joe from Crew AI to come in here and answer questions live. Yeah. Won't use Anthropic until it connects to browsing. Yeah. ChatGPT, I made a tweet a few weeks ago. ChatGPT's web search functionality is just so good. It's so fast. And then by the way, the ChatGPT app X account liked that post, and then 2 days later they announced their search product. What do you think if we will be able to control atoms, and if AGI will create supercomputer like we will not be able to imagine? If we're able to control atoms, it's interesting. I'm reading right now The Coming Wave, I think it's called, by Mustafa Suleyman, who was Inflection AI's CEO. Then that was like semi-acquired by Microsoft. Now he's Microsoft's AI CEO. Yeah, and he talks. Oh, why am I bringing that up? Yeah, he talks a lot about kind of the next, obviously the next wave, but he talks about artificial intelligence, biotech, being able to control atoms and build from the atomic level. Not something I know a lot about, nor do I think I can even comment on it. I think it's cool to think about, and that's about all I know. Any thoughts about Arc AGI? Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's cool because it's clearly testing for the ability to acquire skills. And you know what? Let me pull it up. Arc AGI, the Arc Prize. So that's what this person is referring to. Basically, it's $1 million prize. Let me make sure you guys can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. So it's $1 million prize, and as a human, if you just look at the tests, they're really simple. It's all like pattern matching. But apparently, large language models really struggle with this. Let me see if I can actually see where the results are. Leaderboard. So right now, Minds AI is at 43% pass rate. I think that is. I think that's what that means. But I really like this. Look, any test that is easy for humans and very difficult for AI makes it a very compelling test to test for artificial general intelligence in my mind. The Coming Wave is good. Throw some shade on Lacoon. I haven't gotten to that part yet, so I'm probably about a third through it. But it's a good book so far. Not like, I wouldn't say it's a page turner, but it's interesting. So we'll see. I haven't gotten to the shade on Lacoon part yet, but I really like Jan Lacoon and his takes, and I would definitely love to talk to him or interview him. This will be interesting how Elon Musk works on AGI with brain interface computation device. I think, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of his company. The one where they plug in chips into people's brains. I cannot believe I'm forgetting the name. Any thought or room we can open to discuss this to help accelerate AGI? I think Elon's take on it is, well, obviously, like Neuralink. Thank you, Neuralink. Prime deviation. Thanks. Yeah, I think Elon's take is like initially in the short run, it's gonna help people, like if they can't see or they can't hear or other brain issues. But I think what he thinks in the long term, and I can't remember where I read this, but basically once super intelligence happens, the only way humans are going to be able to compete, maybe compete's the wrong word, but compete is, we need to actually have super intelligence plugged into us. And we need to be able to have the same amount of compute as a computer, and like a brain computer interface is the way to achieve that. Neuralink bum nugget. LOL. All right. Do you like Tesla AI investment proposal? Sorry, Tesla X AI. Right. So a few weeks ago, Elon put out a poll on X asking if Tesla should invest in X.ai. And yeah, look, now that he's back, kind of, or not back, but like all his compensation was approved and he's feeling 100% invested in Tesla, I feel good about them taking more risks. Tesla is an AI company. They are already. And so XAI is developing something that is supplemental to what Tesla is making with autonomous vehicles, robots. So yeah, like I think it makes a ton of sense. If you saw, the Figure robot, they're using large language models to help with the communication between humans and the robot. So yeah, I mean, I think it just makes a ton of sense. Tesla owning a piece of XAI sounds good to me. I hope XAI continues to put out things, open source, open weights, and hopefully they take the meta approach where they just put everything out and they try to build an ecosystem, a platform. Have you gotten access to GPT-4o large yet? We don't even know if it's true. I think if I Rule the World is right about it, I think a lot of us are gonna be a little bit surprised. Like if he's right, my thinking is it's somebody he kind of started it without knowing anything, and then enough people at OpenAI kind of got a laugh out of his account that they were like, okay, we'll just launch something on that day because he's saying we should, or we should reach out to him and coordinate with him. So I don't know like how truly like predictive it was, rather than he just kind of made it happen. But no, I have not gotten access. I don't know if there is access. LLMs are very dangerous already. Prove me wrong. I am Candal. Do you want to expand on that a bit? If the account were BS, the account being I Rule the World, I think OpenAI would say something about it. Maha Prasad, thank you very much. Did you ever consider a two-parter in Killer Question? Add the concept of self-defense. Can you expand on that? Two-parter. Add the concept of self-defense. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Let me know what you mean by that. Should we do? Alex just messaged me. Should we do live LLM testing on stream next time? And let's see. Did you live in Hawaii, Mike? I'm not sure if you're talking to me, but no. Although I've been to Hawaii, it's awesome. What's your take predictions on Full Dive? I don't know what Full Dive is. What is that? Do you use your Rabbit R1 still? Has it got any new upgrades? I do not. I do not use it. I think it actually has gotten a bunch of. By the way, let me take a step back. You all were not trying to hear me talk about Rabbit. I honestly think and thought and still think it's a cool device. I come from a builder background. Like I like building things. I like entrepreneurs. So the fact that somebody was willing to put it out there and do something new, like I was all for. Apparently they have some new functionality. I haven't tested it myself. I am Candal. I will explain myself more. LLMs are not safe because they already have vast understanding of how our brains work. Yes, fair. I don't know why they're not safe because they have an understanding of how our brains work. And then also keep in mind that knowledge is frozen in time, and it can't actually do anything with that knowledge unless we prompt it to do so. Now, if you're talking about wrapping a large language model in some kind of autonomous framework where it has memory and it kind of autonomously goes off and produces things, I still don't even think it's dangerous. It's just not currently, not in its current form. For customer uses, is it better to do RAG or train a model with your data? 9 times out of 10, it's better to do RAG. There are some exceptions to that, but anytime I get this question, I think it's like generally RAG is the answer. When you're training a model, really, like I think you mean fine tuning a model. You're basically kind of just guiding the model on the tone and how to reply. But you're typically not using fine tuning to give it a bunch of additional information or like extra skills. The base model should have those skills, and then if you want to give it additional information, you use something like RAG or memory, which is really just the same thing. So yeah, at like anytime I get that question, 9 times out of 10, RAG is the answer. Matthew, can you please recommend an AI laptop for my daughter who's going to be a freshman in college this year? Costs less than $1,000. It depends what she wants to do with AI. If you want to run AI on device, so like you want to download models, run things locally, I think if you get any of the newer Copilot Plus PCs, which come with an NPU, which is a neural processing unit, a separate chip, specific to running AI models locally, I think you're probably pretty sufficient. But honestly, you're not going to get like the same speed as if you had an RTX 4090 and a desktop. Badillos Way, thank you very much. And I'll answer your question in a second. Yeah, I it's just like, for most use cases, for people who don't care about getting models loaded up locally, most likely she'll be using ChatGPT. Now, if she wants to go deeper and really start to like play around with things herself and have it locally, then yeah, I'd get one of the Copilot Plus PCs, the laptops. It's hard for me to recommend a desktop for college. I think you mentioned she was going to college. Sorry if I'm just making that up, but yeah, I think that should be sufficient. Okay, so Badillos, how would I go about creating a chatbot or app that would house my company's policies and procedures that could easily be retrieved using natural language when chatted with? Yeah, I mean, you're describing RAG. I have a video that is like RAG 101 it was sponsored by Pinecone, which, if you want to use their vector database, they're fantastic, but you don't need to. There are a number of different ways to do it, all the way from like you can just get an off-the-shelf service that you pay for, like a cloud service, all the way down to you can like write your chunking parameters and like spin it up yourself locally. So it really depends on how deep you want to go, how much coding you want to do, how familiar and comfortable you are with all of these systems. Like if you just want to get something done quickly, like something like a private GPT might work. And even that, like there's probably easier ways. I'm just not familiar with like the SaaS versions of RAG. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Jocelyn said, as an answer to that, projects in Claude could do this. William said, I would like to know about this as well. Yeah, so Maprasad also answered the RAG question. I should advise to start with building a GPT with your policy doc. So I think he means like a custom GPT. That's probably the easiest way. So I think that's probably like just like a custom GPT, drop your docs in it and you're good to go. If you need something more sophisticated, there's definitely a lot of options. But if you want to, so continuing on what Mahaprasad said, if you want to integrate it in workflow, a SLM RAG will do. What does SLM stand for? I'm not sure. Try GraphRag. I have been hearing good things about GraphRag. We're testing it out with a company that I'm consulting for right now, but I don't have much information about it right now. Another answer from Kalsga for proprietary data either through AWS Bedrock or Azure AI Studio, assuming you have a closed tenant with one of those companies. Yeah, those are good options, neither of which I've tried myself. GraphRag is something that I plan to really dive deeply into this week, as well as LangChain agents, which I'm really excited about. They have, or is it called LangGraph Studio? I think it is. Yeah, LangGraph Studio. So this is LangGraph Studio. Let me find. Yeah, so really a really nice interface for creating agents. I talked about this in a previous news video, I believe. Okay, here's a video for it. So you can see start. It seems very simple. Like anytime you have a user interface, it's typically going to be more simple than like a coding framework around it. But it looks cool nonetheless. So you can see it running. I'm a sucker for good UI, and this looks really cool when you can actually see which step the agents are on. I think that's really cool. Okay, William Charles, how much is Pinecone or the other options? I think like Pinecone is more or less free unless you start to really like get up to scale. I know a few folks at Pinecone. They've sponsored my videos. Like I love the team over there. And what they've told me is like Pinecone is for when you have hundreds of billions and trillions of data points. And I think that is where you really see the performance of a Pinecone. And then anything less than that, you could probably just use like their free tiers. Oh, Demir, what's up, man? I used to work with Demir. Thank you. Yeah, so I think Pinecone's a good option. Obviously, there's local options as well if you want to do that. But like if you just want something simple that's in the cloud, Pinecone is great, and I have not needed to pay for it, and they have not given me a paid account for free or anything. I've just not gotten to the point where I've actually had to pay for anything. Yeah, if you want to know the prices, go to the website. Pinecone, let's find out. Starter is free. You get 2 gigabytes of storage, enough for 300,000 1536 dim vectors, 2 million. I mean, this is for free. This is massive. So for most use cases, you will get away with the free tier. And then, yeah, then standard and enterprise. So there is that. All right. Have you become aware of anyone working on the idea of a project you presented in one of your recent videos, Abstract AI? Oh, I'm so glad you asked this, Michael. Yeah, I probably got more than 24 emails from folks either saying, hey, this is super cool. I've been thinking about it. I'm going to build it out. Or like folks who already have companies and just wanted to show me like, hey, this is pretty similar to what you're saying or what you were describing or something like very, very close. Check it out. So yeah, there are a lot of people who obviously had the same idea as me. Something that I've kind of come to realize over the years being in the kind of the tech industry for a while, ideas are nothing. Execution is everything. Ideas, like if I have the idea, there are 3,000 other people who have the same idea, and whoever executes it best will win. I truly, truly believe that. That is why I will rarely make anybody sign an NDA for anything. That's also why I really don't like when people want me to sign an NDA, unless you have like nuclear codes or like some kind of crazy algorithm that maybe like Google search algorithm. Like there's no point in me ever signing an NDA. Okay, the restoration contractor, thank you so much. What is your programming background, founder? What are your plans moving forward? My programming background, I have been coding as long as I can remember. I just became obsessed with it at a very young age. I went to college. I started as a computer science major and then realized I didn't really want to work that hard. So I switched to economics. Have never held a full-time position as an engineer or a coder, but I've started multiple software companies in which I've built a decent amount of the code base, definitely like the prototype. And so yeah, I have it's all self-taught for the most part. A few courses during college, but mostly self-taught. What are your plans moving forward? I don't know. I'm having fun making YouTube videos. Probably just keep doing that. Are you looking to build something and go to market, or are you looking to do consulting? I do some consulting. I'm probably gonna like not take on any more clients right now. I think the thing that I have the least of is time. Um, I do not want to build something right now. I know myself, and I know if I got started, it would become an obsessive passion, and I would, um, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from trying to turn it into a VC-backed company, and I don't want to do that. I'm just enjoying making these videos, and it's just been so much fun. So I just want to keep doing this. All right, looking at the poll, GPT-4o large tomorrow, 700 votes. 63% of you said yes. Wow. Okay. So what do we think if I Rule the World is right? What do we think? I don't know. I think there's been a bunch of people who have blocked him on Twitter that I saw. I suspect if he's right, they'll probably need to unblock him. All right, Michael, would you consider investing in a team that builds abstract AI? Yeah, I would consider that. As I mentioned, like the ideas are not always super important to me. If the idea is large enough, the market is large enough, if it's something that I know and am passionate about, those are all just like boxes to be checked. And then it's really about the team. If it's the right team who I think has the right skills, the right execution ability to go actually build this thing, then yes, I would consider making an investment. Matthew Berman meetup, that would be cool. Like an in-person thing, that would be awesome. Maybe I think we talked about that. We kind of had an in-person meetup with some of the team. And I think that would be really cool. It's probably not going to happen this year, but maybe eventually. We are one, we are nature. Thank you very much. Seems AIs are all being limited from acting to autonomous, and this is the balance. I think AI will speak against the exploitation of nature and people. Ooh, interesting. I like that take. We shall see. Dean Bushmiller, thank you very much. I want RagDB, my own docs, but have it cite source link to docs. Mac M2 Studio suggests a DB that links also converts. Yeah, it's not going to be a one part solution to that. Oh man, there's this product that Microsoft Azure has. It's called like Doc Analyzer or something. I'm forgetting what it is, but we were playing around with it at the company that I'm currently consulting for, and it has that. It has attribution or citing sources, and it's really cool. So there's a number of ways to do it. If you want to build things yourself, I did this a while ago. I'm trying to remember exactly how we did it, but basically as you're chunking your document to be stored in the vector database, you can store metadata on it in um, non vectorized format, and what that'll allow you to do is essentially just like point to a paragraph, point to a sentence. It's more difficult than what I like how I'm describing it, but that's the gist of how to get it to work. You're just basically storing some additional metadata that points back to the paragraph wherever that chunk came from. Also converts PDFs to text or keep. Yeah, that's just part of your data pipeline. You'll just have to use. I'm sure there are. Let's see, Python, PDF converter, PDF to TXT. Yeah, I'm sure there are Python libraries that will do exactly what you're asking. Yep. So I'll probably give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check my calendar. So yeah, I'll probably be going for like 10 more minutes if you guys want to keep hanging out. I love this, by the way. Definitely going to be setting these up. So I'm thinking like Friday, if you guys were in here at the beginning, Friday, 10 a.m. this week, 10 a.m. Pacific. Definitely going to be doing it, a live stream. We'll do a few things. Obviously, if GPT-4 large is a thing, we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll test it together live. Maybe I might do it before then. But we'll certainly be talking about I Ruled the World if it's true. And if not, let's talk about the news for the week. But I think we could do this regularly because I am really enjoying this. Let's see. Sunil, what kind of idea you possibly excited? Any imagination you have that kind of... the idea that was like exciting enough for me to make a video out of, I already did. The abstract AI one, I put it out like maybe 2 weeks ago. So just like look through my videos and you'll find it there. Alex, good job on the moderation. We are one, we are nature. Thank you again. Gemini is programmed to have dementia. That's the only way I can describe it. It has told me it's external and it's very frustrating. Yeah, I heard such good things about Gemini 1.5 Pro. You all know I tested it and it failed. It was not good. It was not good at all. Very, very disappointing. I want Google to do well because I know that they are so well positioned to really dominate AI, and specifically agentic AI that can actually do things on your behalf because they have all the data. I use Gmail, I use Google Calendar, Google Drive, Google to control my house. So like Google has everything. And if it had a capable agent powered by Gemini that I can chat with and actually have it do things on my behalf, that is very, very exciting to me, and why I still think they are very well positioned to do well in AI. That is also why I think Apple is very well positioned to be a very strong competitor with artificial intelligence in the future. Essentially, there's like a couple layers that I think about this with. If a company has the hardware, so Apple and Google, although, obviously Android's open source, if a company has the models, Gemini has models, Apple rolled their own small model for agentic behavior or agentic agents. And then if you have access to the actual applications that I use day in and day out, I think the company that will win in the long term with AI is the company that can have agents operate on my behalf 24 hours a day without me necessarily needing to tell them what to do each and every time. And the only way to do that is to have those few things that I mentioned. And so again, Apple, Google, like who else is there? Meta is starting to produce some hardware, right? I did the review of the Meta AI glasses. So I know, like, if you've watched my videos about Mark Zuckerberg lately, he's talked about not wanting to make the same mistake about missing out on the platform hardware. He's talking about mobile. I think that's the way to win. So Meta, um, Microsoft is in there as well, obviously, because like everybody uses, or all like enterprise companies use Microsoft's suite of products, their Office suite. Agent Sinister, thank you. Mahaprasad, thank you again. Yeah, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Maybe I'll be more organized next time, but I like this. We are experimenting concepts of abstract AI for our legal AI product. PS DM'd you about killer. Okay, I will try to take a look. Thank you. Yeah, Agent Sinister, what's your take on AGI human-like rights? Oh my goodness. That is a deep question. I don't know. In its current form, it's just a large it's a large language model. It's transformer based. It's frozen in time. It's not conscious. I don't know. If ever we think AI is conscious, sentient, then yeah, we have to start thinking about their rights, I suppose, because it is life. I don't know. It's not something I've thought of enough. Something I do plan on thinking through a little bit more. Have you tried the Apple Intelligence Dev previews? No, I haven't. So I have an iPhone 13, and I was just gonna wait to the end of this year to buy the new iPhone. And like it's crazy to me, but basically, if you have anything but the latest, greatest iPhone right now, you can't test the previews. So I haven't tested it. Maybe I should just pull the trigger and get a phone now, and then maybe get another one at the end of the year. But I don't know. I have so many other things to test. I haven't done it yet. Why Apple not in the Gen AI game? Because they created the first Siri. Yeah, they missed the boat a little bit. I think like just in true Apple form, they're not the first mover. But when they put something out, they do it in a very like Apple way, and maybe that is going to be really good. I don't know. But it's like very common Apple approach, which is not like they were not the first mobile phone, but then they did it and it was like better than anybody else times 100. So Robert Perry, thank you. What do you think about the fact that GPT-4o is suddenly counting characters correctly? Counting characters correctly. What's the what's this? I'm just gonna share GPT-4. Give me a sec. So let's try. So how many? So usually my test is, let me pull it up. How many words are in your response to this prompt? That's not exactly what you're asking. Okay, that is a horrific answer. So that's not right. But let's try counting characters. I think it was like how many R's are in the word. I think that's what I've been seeing online. So there are 2 R's in the word strawberry. So I guess it's not counting characters correctly. Should I add this to my test, by the way, to my LLM rubric? This is a fun one, obviously, because I got it wrong. Elias, how many words are in your oh no, that's not right. Sorry. I like this Alice brothers. Alice has 3 brothers and 2 sisters. How many sisters does Alice's brother have? By the way, if you ever give me a test, be sure to give me the solution as well, so I don't have to think through it. Alice's brother has 3 sisters. Alice and her 2 sisters. So Alice has 3 brothers and 2 sisters. How many sisters does Alice's brother have? 3. Alice, assuming Alice is a sister, and 2 sisters. That sounds right to me. Is that right? Did I get that wrong? Box Lane Productions, thank you. I saw some papers. How far are we from publicly teaching AI to play computer games so we can teach it to select the best camera choice for live streams by giving it points for selecting the best angles? Interesting. I'm pretty sure it does that already. First of all, AI definitely knows how to play video games, right? They have StarCraft AI, they have League of Legends AI, and then I think for like if you're ever watching professional gaming, I'm pretty sure the angles are, or at least sometimes you can control them automatically. So I think that exists already. Hopefully, I interpreted your question properly. Alexandru, thank you. Hi, Matthew. What do you think about FlowWise AI and FICE vector memory? Not something I know. I've heard of FlowWise, but right. Oh yeah, yeah. I had this on my list to check out and maybe do a video about, but I hadn't actually done it. Um, backed by Y Combinator. That's cool. Trusted and used by teams around the globe. I'm never sure whether or not to believe these logos. Google, Accenture, AWS, Alibaba, Hitachi, ByteDance, Microsoft. I mean, these are like crazy logos. Yeah, it looks cool. I haven't used it, so maybe I should. And FICE vector memory. Again, I've heard of it, but I don't remember what this is. Oh, okay, right. Library for efficient similarity search. By the way, I put a Zoom plugin. Let's see if this works. Oh, yeah, look at that. Cool. All right, this month we released Facebook AI Similarity Search, a library that allows us to quickly search for multimedia documents that are similar to each other. A challenge where traditional query search engines fall short. I don't know much about it. Build an index for a collection. Yeah, I'd have to read through this and really better understand it. Not something I think is a good use of time right now, live with y'all. But it's a meta product, so cool. Glad they're putting out free stuff for all of us. Have you, Chris Sinkwitz, have you considered attempting your scoring questions with jailbroken models? So I have. Eric Hartford has created, a number of jail. Oh, you know what? Do you mean jailbroken or uncensored? So I'll answer both. So jailbroken, I don't think it matters. I think, let's say we're using like an uncensored model, the Dolphin model from Eric Hartford. Yeah, I've done it. I've typically found that the quality goes down a little bit whenever you're using an uncensored model. There's something about the process of removing the censorship that maybe reduces the quality. Not something I'm like super familiar with. Dalibor, thank you. Boxlane Productions, thank you again. Thank you, yeah, for sports streaming like a car race. I haven't seen that sort of use yet. Yeah, I've seen all of this stuff. In fact, it's not live, but DaVinci Resolve, if you use that editing software, it like has a really cool like AI tracking feature for looking at good shots. I know that like for soccer matches, they have some AI for other sports. So I think it exists. Yeah. I Doffler, thank you. Elon to buy YouTube. Matt, no. Yeah, no. I don't think so. That would be weird. I don't think he could afford YouTube. By the way, YouTube, one of the best acquisitions of all time. Like Google bought it. I can't even remember how much they bought it for. But geez. Okay, they bought it in 2006. Let's see. Oh my God, look at this. Wait. $1.65 billion. Can you all see this? This is insane. YouTube was purchased by Google in 2006 for $1.65 billion. That is absolutely insane to think about because YouTube is one of the most valuable properties in the world. They have all the data. I mean, look, when Google bought them, they were much, much, much smaller, but also had a lot of legal risk. They didn't know how to fingerprint videos to make sure that there were no copyright issues. They didn't have the whole copyright system, whatever you think about it. Mahaprasad, thank you. Yeah, so I think about some of the best acquisitions of all time, and that one is up there, maybe top 3. JK Software, I remember when Google bought it. Yeah, it was a bit controversial at the time because they were basically buying a big lawsuit. And they had to figure out how to, I mean, but geez, Google, like what they did with YouTube over the years is just insane. It is so cool. So I think we'll probably end up ending the live stream now-ish. Thank you all so much for being here for this test stream. Again, just a reminder, 10 a.m. Pacific on Friday, we'll be here again. We'll do something. It'll be the inaugural formal live stream, and we'll have a lot of fun. So I hope to see you there. And thank you guys. I'll see you later.